28 years, over 200 combined wins on the sideline between these two teams' head coaches. Mike Murphy and Kevin Moore have seen it all, so they're going to be experienced looking into this one. Also, the ground ball situation. Penn did not excel at that last year despite having a very good year. Quakers won 6 games that they lost the ground ball battle in last year. How will they adjust in 2025?
Hoyas won the ground ball battle last week against Johns Hopkins. Did not help them as the Blue Jays came away with the win. And a win by Ethan Costanzo on the opening face-off going up against Ross Prince. Remember, James Ball banged up. Prince acquitted himself well the first 2 games of the season.
Just like that, the Hoyas up 1-0.
Back at the dot. And a violation on Penn, so that will be Georgetown ball. Hoyas with a chance to stack a couple goals. And feels like, as we've seen really, these teams win on each other's home field the last few years. Georgetown would love to kind of do what they did last year, get that early lead and make Penn chase the entire game.
Although a big reason why the Hoyas had that big lead was they dominated the Faceoff X.
And that's another one. Fulton Bayman, 2 quick ones for the Hoyas as they jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Well, Fulton Bayman's a guy that you know the Hoyas would love to get going. The graduate transfer from Notre Dame who's on the schedule next. You know, he's got maybe one eye looking to Bayman.
And it's funny, after all my years of doing lacrosse with longtime coach Earl Brewer, he always said tall goalies, you kind of want to make them go low. You want to try go low. They've been able to beat Carroll High twice.
Well, they've had a couple of those early shots where they've tried to change the angle to send him low, and he's been ready for it. So, guy who has been...
Got the Georgetown defense out of position. And got the good look from close in. Loose ball, and another violation on Penn. Not a violation on the face-off.
The Ivy League last year in ground balls per game were the Penn Quakers. That was an area where they struggled a season ago, and they've struggled to open up this year.
So back at the dot, Costanzo and Prince. And pop forward. And dive in for it. Still loose. Buren trying to pick it up. And still finally, Penn will come away with it. Ben Smith able to grab the possession. Flag comes down, so Quakers will be...
But that time, Hoffman just beat him right off of the step and got right around him, got his hands free and scored.
And a Costanzo win, and at least for a second, Penn gets it back.
This kind of game was something that Penn really excelled in last year, 2-0 in 1-goal games. Hoyas continue to have not trailed all day long.
Tell you what, right now it's looking like the Hoyas' best chances have come on the run through bodies, making it a little tougher for Carroll to see. But it feels like anything that's a step down, he's seeing it, but use a guy as a screen, maybe on the move. It's worked out pretty well for Georgetown.
And it worked out as well because Hoyas that time through Ray actually kind of used the defender as a screen. Getting a step ahead of the defender, then shooting back across means that Carroll has to look through the Penn player. I don't know if he located that ball until it was too late.
Here's Aiden Carroll. 50 to go on the timer. 2 minutes to go in the half. Aiden shoots. Aiden scores. So again, maybe look a little like Patrick Mahomes out there doing it all on the run, Ben, but Aiden Carroll.
That can make it really difficult to pick up too.
You know, we've seen the behind-the-back shot become a thing more. In the past, maybe it was a quote-unquote hot dog maneuver. Now we see with the Canadian influence, the box lacrosse guys doing the behind-the-back. Well, shooting on the run, if you can do it, it can work.
Goal game.
Feels like a really big face-off here for Prince and Costanzo. Pop backwards, and Acton will end up with it. So Georgetown can hold for the final look, or at least the look with about 10 seconds to go, make it a desperate.
Be good again this year. Cornell and Princeton, you could really argue, are two of the favorites to be playing on Memorial Day weekend.
So back of the dots for a second 30 minutes, and it's going to be a violation on Penn, so Georgetown will have the first possession here in the second half. Ben Furley, the freshman from Timonium, Maryland, will get it started. He's out of that McDonough program, and now they will try to make sure the clock is set correctly.
Carroll, make him stop something coming off of this slick, sleet-infused Georgetown turf. And it's a big opening goal less than a minute into the second half.
Loose ball for a second, paddled back, and it will end up being Penn ball.
Answer early on. Hoyas had only led by 2. That's the largest lead of the day a couple of times for Georgetown. That's a big goal to turn it back to just a 1-goal game instead of giving the Hoyas a chance to extend it up to 3.
Almost have to wonder if the Hoyas have gone the opposite direction from last week against Hopkins, where Kevin Warren said, look, sometimes we were just shooting to shoot. It looks like they're almost looking for the perfect shot today, and to the point where they keep getting down late in the shot clock.
Yeah, overcompensating a little bit. You can overpass in the...
We've seen that today a couple times. Hoyas a little bit slow, as Ben mentioned, in the sub game, and that'll be a violation on Penn. That time taking the face off.
You want to talk, Jeff?
It's a little bit slow, as Ben mentioned, in the sub game, and that'll be a violation on Penn.
Hoya lead is back up to 2.
I think this one still tracks with your younger generation. Put that one in a teacup.
Absolutely, yeah.
We still drink tea now. Violation again on Penn.
Yeah, I know kids these days, you're thinking with all their fancy.
The other's home field. Georgetown trying to break that run, and all those games have been really close, basically 2-goal games. And right now, Penn trying to get this one tied up, but Georgetown wins it. Chance here. The freshman Fogo takes the shot and he scores! Ross Prince, what a game-changing play. He stays on the field and able to put one away. And behind the play, there's a Penn player down.
Well, you want to talk about big momentum swings, big momentum goals. A Fogo goal is right up there with one of the plays that can get a bench fired up and really swing momentum. And what a way to let the seas part and just take advantage, taking all of that space. And Ross Prince, for his first career goal, restores the 2-goal lead. But now the issue is the Penn player down back behind the field. The trainer's kind of on our side, so it's a little bit difficult to see who it is. Oh, that's Costanzo. Oh, that's not a good sign.
Again, goal of the day, taking advantage of the shorty. And Georgetown has been referred to really dominating most of the stats, but between goalie play and some key goals at key times, they've been able to keep
off under his own power. But those non-contact injuries are the scariest ones.
So Stevie Davis out there now. He's taken a handful already today at the dot. But that could be another thing to swing this game for the Hoyas. And what a good start. Actually, they had him out there against Georgetown's Wilson Van Buren.
And that's an important face-off for the momentum. After the Fogo goal, then you see